from for day 2 of the Love Your Life Challenge. If you missed yesterday, don't worry. The replay is still there. If you're watching this on the replay, a big hello to you. And if you're watching this live, I am so happy and excited to be back with you today. Yesterday we had 12,000 people join this live. 12,000, that's insane, right? We've had over 150,000 people register. Hey everyone, how's it going? It's so great to be live with you, my amazing community. I'm so grateful to be back with you right now. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from for day 2 of the Love Your Life Challenge. If you missed yesterday, don't worry. The replay is still there. If you're watching this on the replay, a big hello to you. And if you're watching this live, I am so happy and excited to be back with you today. Yesterday we had 12,000 people join this live. 12,000, that's insane, right? We've had over 150,000 people register for the Love Your Life Challenge this weekend. And we're on day 2 where we're going to uncover principle number 3 and principle number 4. Yesterday we focused on the first 2 principles, which were all about presence and positivity. And today we do the next 2, which I cannot wait to talk to you about. So let me have a look. Oscar, thanks for being here. Gada, thanks for being here. Savi, thanks for being here. Lena, thanks for being here. We've got over 2,000 people live right now. Where are my people? Let's go. And if you don't know, I just had the incredible experience and the joy of being live with the one and only Oprah Winfrey. I was just live on her show this morning. We had an incredible conversation about adapting and resilience. And I think some of you might join. I can see some comments. Who's this? Olivia says you did an amazing job on Oprah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, I want to talk to you about what did you learn yesterday? Type out your biggest takeaway from yesterday. I want to know right now, what did you learn? Kevin says, yesterday's session was really great. I've gone through it many times to get the most out of it. I'm so glad that you're using these resources. This is amazing. Stephanie, so good to see you. Kritika, thanks for being here. Kate, thanks for being here. So we've got over 4,000 people live right now. How many more people are going to join in today? Anisha, thanks for joining here. Kimberly, excited for today. Awesome. So excited for day 2, feeling present and positive. That's it. Bring yesterday's energy into today's session. Right? When you program your mind, I'm just going to throw this out there. This isn't even the topic I want to talk about today, but I want to throw it out there. When you want to program your mind for the next day, you program it the night before. When you set an alarm to wake up in the morning, you set an alarm the night before. You don't set an alarm in the morning. If you want to set your mind into a state, you set that mind state the night before you wake up. That's how you program your mind. You code your mind to have that energy when you go there. So, we've got over 5,000 people live right now. Let's see how many more people are going to tune in. But I'm going to dive into today's theme already. Today's first tour. And hey, today I'm not holding back. Today we're going into it. We're going to get reflective about where we are and what we're doing, right? We have to get super, super reflective about it. And so I really want to talk about this and think about this and recognize this. Think about this for a second. Think about this for a second. Entertainment versus education. I want you right now to do an audit in your life, and I want you to write it down in an audit. Get a piece of paper, or you can use your phone or your laptop, put a line down the middle, or just put 2 things, education and entertainment. And I want you to write down in a week, or in a day, actually let's do it in a day, it's easy, in one day, in 24 hours, how much education time do you spend and how much entertainment time do you spend? I really want to understand that. What is your education versus entertainment? What is your split on a daily basis in one 24-hour day? How much time? So yesterday, if you joined the live, if you watched the replay, you had 45 minutes in your education bucket, right? But let's say you watched an episode of Ozark or whatever it is, that also is about 56 minutes, I believe. I've been watching it. That goes in my entertainment bucket. So I want you to write down, and I want you to tell me what is your split between time spent on education and time spent on entertainment. One second. So I want to know, what is the spend? So I want you to tell me, what's your entertainment number first, and what's your education number in a day? Hours, minutes spent Tell me right now below in the comments. Lorenda says what she learned from yesterday is it's really important to make time for yourself. I always feel guilty when I wanted to be alone. Natasha says, hi from France. I love the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 steps. Brilliant. A lot of people, Tina, Helena, Kristen, all saying that the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 was really, really useful. Thank you so much. Cara Marie says, yesterday was amazing. It is okay to want to be alone sometimes. Sorry, want to. Thank you so much for all that love from yesterday. Okay, so I want to know what your breakdown is between entertainment and education. Do it for one day, and then in your own time, do it for 1 week. Now, we all need entertainment in our lives. This isn't about having zero entertainment and having 10 hours of education. That isn't my goal, right? That's not what I'm recommending. What I'm recommending is that the most healthy, wealthy, and wise people in the world invest their money, their time, and their energy into education more than entertainment. So I'll give you an example. I know people that will save up all year to buy an expensive handbag. I know the same people who will save up all year to join a coaching program, to join a seminar, to join a workshop, so that guess what? They get 10 times that money and then be able to purchase what they want. It's a different mentality. I love entertainment too. I love watching sports. I love watching movies. But my education is where my investment of time, money, and resources is. And I want to give a big shout out to my Genius community, which I'd love to invite you all to tomorrow, and I'll tell you more about it. But in my Genius community, we have thousands of people from over 140 countries that have invested in their growth. They're investing in their education, in their money, their time, their resources, and energy. And when they do that, they see greater abundance in their life. So when you go for entertainment, it's almost an escape. And what an escape does is it gives you short-term gratification. Because, I'll tell you this, let's say you're having a tough time in life right now, and you escape to watch a show. Your problems stay the same, if not increase, and your knowledge of solving problems stays the same or decreases when you escape. When you go and watch a show, you don't learn anything about how to solve your problems, so you don't come back with more information. But now think about this. When you choose to educate, when you choose to elevate, when you choose to invest, your problems get bigger, but your knowledge gets bigger. When your knowledge is greater than your problems, you feel positive. When your problems are greater than your knowledge, you feel negative. That's how it works. Think about this for a moment. So this isn't about not having entertainment in your life. It's about recognizing the proportion of your life and what you're expecting from it. A show may give you a moment of decompression. A show may make you feel relaxed and easy, and that's great. But if your investment isn't in yourself, it makes a big difference. Natasha Reed says 3 hours education and about 1 hour of entertainment each day. Trying to make a conscious effort to reduce the Netflix addiction, or Netflix as it's called. Exactly. That's great. Thank you. Disha says, I'm watching The Last Dance as a family time, and my son already watched it, and we're loving it. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so Becky says, I listen to an hour and a half of your podcast daily on my walks now that we are on quarantine. There are a few I replay, so they really sink in. Exactly. That's amazing. I love that, Becky. Thanks for sharing that. Dua says, yesterday, 1 hour, 20 minutes education. I did your meditation session for day 8 early in the morning, your session in some work learning a third language, and 2 hours of shows around going to work. That's brilliant. So it's not about, the reason why I'm making you aware of this is often we say we don't have time. And often we say we are not confident about the direction in which our life is going. And this is it. These are the methods of educating that we are missing in our lives. And that's why when our time goes in entertainment, we still feel in the same space. Marcella says, does meditation and workouts count? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't want you to judge yourself. I don't want you to feel you're not progressing. Hey, if I tell you my time yesterday, so education, I spent 45 minutes with all of you. I spent on reading a book for 45 minutes. That was an hour and a half. And then I was preparing for my time with Oprah, so there was a lot of study there. But then I spent an hour yesterday watching Ozark too. Like, I don't want to say you can't be entertained. I think it's important to be entertained. I think it's important to watch comedy. I think it's important to laugh. I think it's important to watch sports. I watched The Last Dance every day when it was out, and I loved it. It was great for me. But at the same time, what are you fueling your mind with? And what I want to share with you in this education section is the 3 keys to a powerful education. And I'll talk about it to you in a minute. I listened to you, Oprah and Natalie Jill. All of you together changed my life. I'm so grateful to Tisha. Tisha, thank you so much. Julie says, is working on a jigsaw puzzle considered education, entertainment, or a bit of both? Try and keep my brain problem solving sharp while on furlough. Is this an okay choice? Julie, absolutely. That's wonderful. And actually, the more you can find education and entertainment overlapping, it's great. I hope these sessions are a bit entertaining too, right? And that's the goal, that I wanted to find it. And that was my goal with Genius. So when I launched the Genius community, the whole goal was to create a platform, and our thousands of geniuses will tell you this. The whole goal was to create a platform that meshed together entertainment and education, because I really believe that if education felt more like entertainment, and entertainment felt more like education, then we would truly transform the world. So this is great. I love this. So I hope this is giving you a moment to recognize the power of education, the power of investing in yourself, the power of taking that time. Because you'll find that the most successful people in the world are doing that, right? I want to share this with you. I want to find these stats with you. Let me find where this is that I want to share with you. So I want you to do that audit on your life, and I want you to really think about it. Where is it that I want to share? Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. It's right here, right here. I want to share this with you. I'm just finding it in my notes. Okay, so listen to this. So we find that some of the most successful people in the world spend more of their time reading, spend more of their time learning, spend more of their time watching documentaries, spend more of their time growing than they do on entertainment, right? Whether that's reading books, whether it's focusing on learning a new skill through a course or a seminar, and interactive learning is so powerful. So, what I want to share with you are the 3 primary ways of knowing you're growing in your life. Because you might say to me, Jay, I've been reading for a long time. I've been studying for a long time. Why is it not working? Well, there are 3 C's in education that you need to create a real transformation. And here's what they are. The first one is coaching. You can't transform an area of your life without coaching. Coaching includes podcasts, it includes books, it includes seminars, it includes courses, it includes having a guide who's a few steps ahead of you, who can show you the way, who can show you a map. And coaching is so powerful. I've noticed in any area of my life where I'm not progressing, it's because I lack coaching. When my health is suffering, when I am not achieving my goals in my business, when I'm not achieving my goals in my life, without a coach, it is not possible to elevate. And for so many people, they're missing this role in their life because you spend so much longer trying to figure out yourself. I'll give you an example. Let's say you go to New York and you've never been to New York before, and you figure out how to get from your hotel to the restaurant without asking for directions, without taking a Lyft or an Uber, without taking a taxi, and you just try and figure out yourself. Now, New York, you might get away with it because the grid system is pretty cool, but it's so difficult to do it in any other place. How would you navigate that? How much more time would you waste trying to find something? How much more time would you waste trying to figure it out yourself? Your natural answer would be to ask someone who lives in New York, would be to ask someone inside a store. You would ask someone. We look for mentorship and coaching in even the simplest areas of asking for directions. And the only mistake we can make is don't ask for directions from a person who isn't a local, who who hasn't been in that position before. Right? You don't ask for directions from someone who hasn't been there before, who hasn't experienced that before. And that is why coaches are so important. And this is what I've focused on providing inside my Genius community, is where I'm coaching every single week, like this, what we're doing in the challenge. I'm doing it every single week. I'm present with everyone every single week because it's so important to have that. And that leads us to our second point. The second key, the second C in any transformation that's needed is consistency. If you went to a seminar for 2 days once a year, or you read a book once, once, you just turn up to this 3-day challenge, that may keep you going for the next week, may keep you going for a month. But if you're not consistently tuning in, you miss out on that. And that applies to everything. We know that, right? If you work out for a day, do you see results? If you work out for a month, do you see results? You have to work out consistently to see results in everything. And the second thing is consistency. And that's why the Genius program I've created is weekly. That's why I try and do launches and lives and challenges like this regularly so that we can re-galvanize our focus, right? Now, that's the second principle. And the third principle in any transformation is community. Without community, you don't have the accountability. You don't feel that responsibility. You don't feel that growth with everyone else in your area. And so in the Genius community, for example, we have thousands of members from over 140 countries in the world. And so people are building new friendships, building new families, building new communities. So it's really important to have these 3 C's in your education. So we talked about the split between entertainment and education. And I want you to think about, right, now that you've made your split in your educational track, what do you have from coaching, consistency, and community, and what do you not have? Become aware of it. See, awareness gives you the ability to adapt, right? So first you have to become aware. Then you gain direction from a mentor or a coach. So first you become aware of what direction you need, what you need support with. The second thing you need is direction. So you go to the mentor, you go to the coach, you gain direction. The third thing is you now start adapting and adjusting in your own life. The fourth is you practice, and make progress. And fifth, you transform. That's adapt, A-D-A-P-T. First, become aware. This is the tool that I want to give you today. First, become aware of what in your life is not going the way you want it to, and what area of your life is missing, right? Second, D, find direction from your mentors and coaches. A, adjust. Now you're trying to apply what you're learning from them. 4, practice. You have to repeat it. You can't just practice it once, you have to repeat it. And 50, transform. Remember that A-D-A-P-T, adapt. Awareness, direction, adjusting and application, practice, and then transformation. Ali Harris is asking a great question. Ali says, is it important to choose our coaches wisely? Those that perhaps resonate with us and our morals? Ali, exactly. So here's how to pick a coach. The coach should be someone where your values and morals align. They should be moving in the direction in their life, in a direction that you want to move in. And that doesn't mean in the form of career, but it means in the form of progression, ambition, etc. And it should be a coach that you feel cares about you, right? The coach has to care about you, has to have some compassion for you, and has to really believe in you as well. This is great. Thank you, Ali Harris, for your wonderful question. If you have any more questions, keep them coming. Ashley says, do I need a coach that I personally know, or can I consider you as my coach and that's sufficient? So actually, there are different types of coaches. There are coaches like me, and I hope we do get to meet one day at an event or something like that. I'd love to meet you. And I hope you remind me of this, Ashley. I will try and remember as well. And So you have coaches like that, and then you also have coaches in your life that maybe are hand-holding on a daily basis as well, right? You have that community. So yes, they can be coaches. For example, I feel coached by Martin Luther King or Einstein or Steve Jobs, even though I've never met them. But I also am coached by people that I know, and you need both in your life, right? It's really, really important. In the Vedic tradition, it's known as Vani and Vapu. So Vani is the mentor that you may never meet, but it's their instruction, their words that matter. And Vapu is the mentor that you have in your life in the physical presence. Thank you so much for this, everyone. This is amazing. Community is hard for me. Need some help building my community. And Tribes is Jeannie Steele. Who else did that as well? I need direction to find community. How can I work on community, says Emily Ellis. And this is why I focus on doing the Love Your Life launch like this and challenge like this, because that way you have community here, right? I want you to connect with like-minded people. Community is where you're all moving in the same direction and you're making a decision in your life to drive forward, right? So I think it's really, really important. Thank you so much for sharing all of these principles with me and your ideas and what's on your mind as well. So now there's a question here from from Ravi. Is it a bad practice to self-coach yourself at times? It's really important to self-coach yourself. Actually, you asking yourself what type of coach you need is coaching yourself. So you are always coaching yourself and you have coaches. You must coach yourself. It's a great point, Ravik. Thank you. Kimberly says, can we have coaches for every goal, life, a different coach for career and a different coach for the skill? Absolutely, and I'll tell you why. Because here's the thing. When you have coaches for different areas, it becomes better because we make two mistakes. The first mistake is we take all of our problems to one person, right? And usually it's our partners. We take all of our problems to one person. Or we make the opposite mistake where we take, we don't take all of our problems to one person, we take all of our problems to everyone. And the answer is to take each of our problems to specific people, to particular people, rather than just throwing it out there like that. So, this is what you want to ask in your life. Do you have coaching? Do you have consistency? And do you have community? We talked about how to pick a coach. Now let's talk about how to build consistency. And I just spoke about with Oprah, but I think it's such a powerful point. It's from my book, actually, upcoming book in September, Think Like a Monk, where I talk about the time method. And these are 4 daily practices that I believe everyone should do. The T stands for thankfulness. Right? The T stands for thankfulness. You have to find thankfulness in your day, and it's just 5 minutes of being thankful. The I, and let's talk about thankfulness. Thankfulness isn't just feeling it, it's expressing it. Right? It's expressing that thankfulness. It's not just feeling it, it's expressing it. You have to say it, send that voice note, send that message. The I is inspiration. We focus so much on finishing books, we so much on finishing podcasts, right? But it's about practicing. It's not about finishing, it's about applying and practicing. What can we apply and practice? Just one thing a day. M is for meditation, which we said was an appointment, scheduling time with yourself. And E is exercise, right? E is exercise, finding movement and dance in your life. So time is a perfect way of finding consistency in your life. I really, really want you to find time in the day. It could be 5 minutes for each of them, but it will make such a big difference. Even if you just exercise for 5 minutes a day, right? 5 minutes a day, that's all you need to do. So I really, really want you to think about that. What are the 5 minutes a day that you can do 4 of those things? That's all it is, right? Thankfulness, inspiration, meditation, and exercise. So right now, I want you to write down one thing you're thankful for. Write it down in the comments. Tell me the one thing. This is interactive. We're doing a workshop. Tell me the one thing that you're thankful for right now. I'm going to answer questions in between because I really like your questions. Rishabh says, how can we stop conflict with ourselves? Like if my mind is saying to do a thing and heart is saying the opposite, how can we deal with that? Okay, good question. So what you have to ask yourself is write down what are the pros and cons of each. Right, write down what are the pros and cons of each and start making a move in the right direction rather than trying to make a decision. Looking at some of your questions. Kelly says, when you say about being thankful and expressing it, does prayer count? Absolutely, Kelly. Prayer is such a beautiful way of expressing gratitude and recognizing grace in your life. That's wonderful. Luciana says, my mistake is that I take all my problems and keep them internally. I don't take them to one person or a lot of people. How can I change it? So, Luciana, you've opened my eyes today as well, and you've shared that with me. So we have three ways of dealing with our problems. We keep them to ourselves, we run to everyone, or we run to one person. And the idea is to have a community to share our challenges. And therefore we share in other people's challenges too. This is why I believe so much in community. You have to find people in your life that care about you and have expertise in particular areas. And this is something we have to create. This is the family that we weren't born with. Right? This is the family that we have to create. This is the family that we have to aspire for. You have a family that you're born with and a family that you have breakthroughs with. Right? You have a family that you are born with and you have a family that you're going to borrow energy from and create with. And you have to create that family. That family is yours to create, right? This is great. So now, once you've said what you're thankful for, the next thing I want you to do is, what is a piece of advice, one piece of wisdom, one quote, one simple message that you're going to try and live in your life, that you're going to try and practice in your life? What is that? What is that thing that you're going to do? And I want you to pick it right now. What is the one thing that you're going to practice every day for the next 7 days? And I want you to be explaining it in a very simple way. Like, I'll give you an example for me. Something as simple would be, every day I'm going to look at one quote this week and I'm going to try and practice that quote. And I'm going to skim through. I've got an early copy of my book. It comes out September 8th. And I'm just looking through right now. And I'm just going to pick a quote. And I'm going to see which quote I want to try and practice. Right? Okay, so one of my favorite principles in this book is the idea that, listen to this. So this is a quote from the Dalai Lama who said, every day, think as you wake up. Today I am fortunate to be alive. I have a precious human life. I'm not going to waste it. So the one piece of inspiration, for example, is every day when I wake up, I'm going to stick that on my ceiling when I wake up. I'm going to stick it next to my mirror when I'm brushing my teeth on a little post-it note, and I'm going to repeat it to myself. I want you to choose one piece of insight. It could be being kind. It could be being loving. It could be being supportive. Whatever it is for you. For me, it's recognizing that I'm grateful to be alive. Right? That is an example. So you just want one thing, one piece of inspiration that you're going to keep right there. And I'm giving you this sneak previews from my book that I was just sharing with Oprah as well. But that's what I want you to think about, right? So that is the inspiration. Once you've written down what you're going to do as your inspirational insight, the next M is for meditation. I want you all to start. And I don't want you to do these all at the same time, by the way. I want you to choose one after all of this is over, to choose one to practice. You may start a small schedule with yourself where you spend 5 minutes in stillness with yourself, to just sit, to listen, and appreciate the time. And so I want you to write down which meditation you're going to do. It could be one of the ones that I did in my 20 days. And finally, E, exercise. What exercise are you going to do for just 5 minutes a day? That's all it takes. It makes huge differences. It makes a huge difference. So I really want you to plan it. I'm just going to have some water. I really want you to plan this now. This is an interactive live session where you're actually figuring out what you want to do, and then we're going to build on it. All right? And then we're going to build on it. So I really, really want you to do that. I really want you to figure this out. Rachel, I'm just reading Rachel's comment. She says, heard this quote today which encourages me to be my true self. Living our own truth isn't always comfortable, but ultimately it takes us where we need to go. Rachel, that's beautiful, and I would ask you, what does it mean to live that? You want to unpack that. So don't just pick a quote that you like, but really unpack what that means to you. Right? This is amazing. This is incredible. Honestly, this is so powerful that right now we're actually creating the plan for our life. So what I want to talk about, we started talking about education and entertainment. We talked about the 3 C's of transformation. We talked about time as a way of actually building that consistency. And now what I want to talk to you about is something that's really been close to my heart right now. And I realize that we're going through our own challenges and our tough times and everything that's happening. And I really, really want to address it. So realize this. If you keep going, and really right now I want you to listen, I want you to give me all your presence, I want you to give me all your attention. If
Il concept, ça veut